Hello, everybody. A little bit behind, so not much of a hangout there at the beginning. Today, normally, I know we do games, but I'm kind of really just not feeling it right now. And I've been thinking about music all day, so I think we'll go ahead and mess around, see what we can do in there. And I'm also leaning over because I had to adjust my little interface there. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on over. So I do still have the whole fifths thing that we were doing last time. I still haven't forgotten about that. But we'll see. I'm not gonna hold myself to any one sort of thing right now. Although, I don't know. Let's just mess around, be creative, have fun with it, and see where it goes. And with that, I will pause the music now. You know what? I want to just create something from scratch here. Gonna sort through some presets. I want something more like a key. I'm open to bells though. Let's see. What if I did that fifth thing from last time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna dump that into our pattern here. Going to tools, dump score log, last 2 minutes. I believe it is right here. Goo Goo, hey, I just saw your message before I started hanging out here. So I will look into that. I don't know if you saw. For my whole Minty thing here, I don't have Discord on my phone. And I was really busy over the weekend, so I didn't check or anything. But otherwise, yeah, sorry I didn't see it sooner. There we go. Here, let's see. Want to make sure. Okay, so if you start dragging something, if I click, I drag, and then I hit shift on my keyboard, I don't have to worry about accidentally messing it up. Its placement, moving it up or down. So that's handy if you didn't know that. Let's see if I just do every beat here. I'm going to move these into the nearest grid, kind of like this, because this looks like what I was kind of aiming for. The nice thing about working in fifths here is I can just slide them up and down and not really have to worry about it. Worry about trying to keep the spacing. Okay. Now we got that. This is just the same thing. There we go. One thing I want to mess with is, what if I did want to pull these back a little bit so that they ended kind of the same way they started? I think I brought those back a little too much. So what do I like more? This one? The nice thing here is that you do get that warmth still at the end. This, it kind of seems like it gets hollowed out. You like this first one? All right, we will go with that then. Let's see. Bring this back in. Yeah, no, we'll rock with it. Short one. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There we go. And I'm going to mess with the octaves a little bit by doing control and then up, down arrow. Subscribe to 5 channels? Which ones? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Now I wonder, this could be a bad idea here. I think that's interesting. I think I actually do like that. Before I mess it up, I'm going to take these. This is a handy little tip. Copying whatever chords you may have, I always like to put it on my very first pattern. And then I'm going to mute this one and lock it. I right click and I can lock it. So that way, whenever I do go over here and I start messing with them a bit, I'm going to do what I did. I Control Shift, and I'm going to move these up an octave. That way I never lose what the core of it was. And I still have these ghost notes back here so I can use them for reference. Now let's slow it down a little bit more. Let's try 80. That's pretty. I do like that. Let's add, because I want to try. I think in the previous video I did. This is not the instrument I was thinking of. In the previous video I did. What was it? Trying to think. Oh, polyrhythms. I was all interested in polyrhythms, but I had another idea for one that I want to try out. This one though, do you remember that Lord of the Rings song? How's it go? Da 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 da. Something like that. I used to be able to play it. There's the how's it go? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Anyway. Let's see. This isn't the instrument I was thinking of, but before I throw it away, I will see. Ooh. Maybe. On its own, this flute isn't a whole lot, Well, let's see if we layer it and apply a little bit of EQ to it to get it to sound a little more pleasing. Okay, so there's not a whole lot there. So before I try doing any EQ, I'm going to try to apply some saturation to it. Oh yeah, 25th anniversary. I hope they do something special. I'm a huge fan. Are you? Oh, the whole extended. Okay, I'm glad they're taking it back to the theaters. I did not know that. Now let's see what this does. I want a really big. Yeah, this is a reverb. I don't want it to sound really airy. I'm just going to let this analyze it. I think it's done. Okay. Now I'm going to increase the balance of that. So what this does, it basically analyzes it and applies an EQ curve to it. Of course, if you want, and I'll show you because the Fruity Reverb itself is also really great and you should have that one. So let me pull it up. I'll do it with that one because you should have both of those. Here's the Fruity Reverb. Let me minimize this one. I'm going to turn the Neoverb off. This is just the FL Reverb now. Now I'm going to want a bit of a low cut on there. Not that quite that high. And I want it to be very wet. So you can use whichever reverb. Ones like this are very powerful still. So wet is how much of the effect. Dry is basically the signal without the effect. So if I do just dry, if I take them both away, there's basically no signal left for it to work with. So middle mouse button to reset these. That's the dry signal. Now I'm increasing the reverb. And I think I want something really big. And you can set delay here. So if I tap it, you can hear the delay is just delaying the reverb itself. Full signal and wet sounds like this. Here, let me set that delay back. Although I do kind of like how this delay is sounding. It's basically just so you can blend it to taste. And there's a lot of cool features baked in here. So a lot you can see I'm controlling the size, and this one says the diffusion just by clicking and dragging this one. Generally, I like between going small. This can sound pretty too, though. It's really all just up to what you're trying to flavor it like. Yeah, I hope I'm able to teach you a little bit. Granted, I am definitely still learning too. Real quick, up here in this top left, whatever you're hovering over, it will give you a description of what it is. So if you're ever curious of what's going on, that's a great place to look. And also F1 on your keyboard will pull up it should. It does in my version at least. It should take you to basically the manual of whatever you have selected. And I know you can't see it, but when I hit F1, it took me to a whole different page. Okay, cool. So I am, with the delay here, I'm gonna keep the dry at 100%. I don't want to increase that signal. Okay, I'm getting distracted, so I'm gonna go here now. I'm just gonna turn the volume up on this one. That'll work. Now you can see we do have more here in our EQ. So I'm gonna see what happens if I bring the airiness of this up. Okay, still not quite where I want it. I would like it to be a little more thickened up, so to speak. So let's try, and you might not have this. Well, I'll just show you. I don't want to assume anything, but let's load up. And let's see, I'm gonna check real quick, because if I can. Oh, the EQ, I open this over on my insert. So let me pull it up over here. 1 second. Window, okay. Pulling up my mixer. There we go. So I had my reverb up here. I had it up there, but I'm bringing it down. This is the other one, the Neoverb. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. There we go. The Fruity Reverb. I always like to have an EQ at the bottom. This EQ I use to clean up the signal and then also boost what I like about it, because the signal will flow through top to bottom. The order you have these in is very important. It'll change how basically whatever gets output, it'll change the order it gets processed and the sound. So I want to, since I'm going to be applying saturation, I want to saturate it before the reverb. So I'm going to put a saturation plugin here. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's just, I'm going to put it before the reverb if I want the reverb to have the saturation baked into it. And now I will bring you back. Here we go. And I'll try to show you. It might be, I'll see if I can show you what's like with it and without it. I was going to try to see if FL Studio had any sort of saturation by itself without me using a third party. Here, I'm going to Google it real quick. I'm going to have this play in the background. I'll be right back. I mean, I'm still here, but you'll hear me typing. So FL Studio. I appreciate it. I would like to show you so that if you want, you can replicate it on your own. FL Studio, excuse me. Okay, they said no native plugins. Okay, so what we can do, we can try the Sound Goodizer and see what it does to the sound. And let's take that. There we go. We're putting it on its own pattern now. And I'll just keep it like that so we can take a look now. So we got the reverb, Sound Goodizer. All right. I'll probably bring that reverb down a little bit too. But we can kind of see. Okay, that's quite a lot. I'm going to turn that reverb off for a moment because I want us to be able to see what's happening with the EQ here. So this is with it, without. So this is definitely making it louder here. You can kind of see EQ. But look, we're getting quite a boost. So if I bring that back, with it and without. I want to trying different modes and seeing what it looks like. You can see how it's shaping it a little differently. But none of it's giving it that really airiness that I was hoping for. So I am going to go ahead and try a third-party plugin and see if it does what I was hoping. And let's see if this is the one. This is not the one. I always get them confused because this one's called the Virtual Mix Rack. And I think the other one, let's see. Note to self, it's at the very top, not where I would expect. So this is what I was looking for. Yeah, so this one's called Effect Rack and the other one's called Virtual Mix Rack. I wanted to use Decapitator. And I will pull this back up so we can see what it's doing. And let me turn it on. Here we go. Ready? I'm gonna drive it in. Look at that. Look at these harmonics we got now. It's a little too much. So let's bring that down. But see, it's creating some very interesting sounds. And this has different modes, different styles, just like the other one did. Now, it's a bit exaggerated, so I don't want to do that much. Just a little bit of drive. And I don't also want to increase this by that much. All right. Now we have that. Now we can go and turn on our reverb. I'm going to separate our reverb as much as possible right here. Now, let's see, if I were to make this a 3/4 time thing, the polyrhythms I wanted to do earlier, let's try something like that. And actually, no, because I want to duplicate that and make it a bit longer. And let's see what that's like. Thanks. This is kind of a now it's like kind of like a musical trance sort of thing. Not like trance music, but just like a very ambient, kind of envelops you. Yeah. You have a lot of good game references, by the way. That's an interesting shape this makes, isn't it? It looks like it's almost spelling something, like we got some V's in here. Now let's do one more. I'd say one more. Let's do another thing now. Let's put in some drums. And I want to create something that's very laid back and ambient. I do like some of these, but I feel like I want to try a different pack because I have a lot to choose from. And by the way, if you if you're in the need for some really good sample packs, some of my favorite ones that I've found. Let me close that. I'm looking down here, but I have my other sample packs up here. Some of my favorite ones are from Slate Digital. And if you do just a subscription, it's been a while since I've been subscribed to them, but you should be able to get a lot of packs. Even if you just subscribe for like a month, I think you can go and get all of these. And then as long as you don't wait for the month to expire. So these are some loops. I didn't really want loops. I like working with one shots. Although, I mean, nothing against loops. Oh, this one's called Pillow. And it does kind of sound like a bit of a pillow. I mean, a heavy pillow. But pillow fight, whack! Why'd you have bricks in there? I would not want to get hit by this pillow, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. Boom. I want to add some hats that are really kind of silky almost, smooth. Okay, so I like this one. This is an option. I'll just put these out in front. One. That's kind of cool. Shaker. I like that. Okay. Yeah, as long as I can do one that's not like overpowering. Okay, that was nice. Okay, not that. One, two, one. Excuse me. Yeah. And this one's gonna be too loud, but that's okay. Yeah, do you like lo-fi? Oh, yeah, I like lo-fi to study to. I might put this one right here. I'm gonna normalize it and then bring it down a little bit. Okay, so the something there is not timing up quite right. Can't get much more than that. Let's see. Let's try reversing that. I'll just leave it. Okay, I like that more. It is quite nice. It's very calming, isn't it? $11. I'm gonna bring the volume down on it. Yeah, I liked that. Let's bring these forward. Kind of gonna experiment a little bit here. Lo-fi jazz. I don't know that I've tried that combination before, but I do like jazz. I like some Kenny G. What if we did this one right before this other kick? Maybe try reversing these. Yeah, I think I could like that. I could get into some of that. All right, and this one, I like where it's at, but it's too sharp. So we're gonna bring that down. Be a little louder. Another one could be a little more quiet. let's either snares or claps, maybe both. I always like to normalize my things too, just because if they are kind of small, it makes the waveforms easier to see. And then I just bring them down to 60%, and that seems to be like the perfect spot every time. Yeah, that's sounding good. Oh, it like you find like 120 is like the typical working speed, and you find it hard to work at less than that. Well, sometimes I'll go up to like 150, and then I'm still kind of working in half time, because like 75 is it's basically 150, in half. So perhaps you could try going higher. Like if you may try 160. You could maybe try 160 BPM and see if that it helps your workflow any. But then it will change though the way that your instruments react. So let me I'm going to save this real quick. I'm going to call it lo-fi Zelda, because you mentioned Zelda. Lo-fi Zelda. Save. I'm going to pull up an instrument just as an example here. Which one? I want one that's going to do like plucks. You know what? I think I meant to grab the other one. Hold on. Uno momento. Okay, this is a good example. So I'm just going to hold the key, but listen to what happens when I increase the tempo. That's because this is syncing to the tempo in the project. Anyway, you get the idea. Just something to look out for. Excuse me. I like Daft Punk a lot as well. I would like to create some music like that at some point. There's a lot of music I would like to create. So much music, so little time. And now here, I need to change this up a little bit. 1, 2. So 1. The claps can stay on every 2. Maybe a double. 1. What if I do these right? Maybe. And that one's going to end up right where it was. I haven't used this one yet. Let's see what that would be like. That might work. Do one here. Do this one before. And then do this one quickly. What would that be? We've been missing this one. So maybe, I think, let's test this. Because this could be the one that's on every one of them to kind of create some predictability. And maybe now we use this other one. Okay, this one here, we are going to do it a little differently. I'm going to draw it in as a pattern. You know, right click, and I'm going to fill. Oops, make you small. And a little less. Let's try that. I'm going to bring this in. All right. Let's see what that sounds like. Thanks. It's coming along. I think one thing we'll do right here for these, movement has been pretty cool lately. That's another plugin. So we will use that one again. Here we go. Movement. I'll drop it on. There we go. You've seen me use this one a few times lately. The only problem is that, yeah, for whatever reason, it demands so much CPU power sometimes. So let's see if I can just right click just this one section and consolidate. Gonna give it a little bit of room. Let's see. I do want to enable the effects there. Okay. Instantly deletes it. Here we go. I want to... Yeah, I guess it is about time for the bass. Hold on, where is this being put right now? Because that plugin... It's interesting. Even with it muted, I was still noticing a CPU spike up here. Look at that. That's even with when I had the MIDI. There's nothing playing. Why is it spiking? Look, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, you know what? I wonder if... Sorry, this is a little bit of troubleshooting here, but... Is it getting like more and more complex over time? Let's listen to this a little bit and see what it does. There's something that it's doing there that it's doing it even with no signals. That's not good. I'm muting it now, so it's not going to do it. That's kind of worrisome. Anyway, we will work with what we got now. That's muted again. I'll try to bring the bass in right here. And I'm going to give Kontakt a chance here. You like the troubleshooting? Hopefully if you're ever in a similar situation, it will make it less frustrating. Hopefully something that hopefully whatever I'm going through helps you. I know this one doesn't show up for you because it likes to be difficult like that, but this is Substance in the output. It's one of the things they made. I want something different. Oh, speaking of Tron. Oh, it turns out it's at the... Inspiring. Now, some of them are kind of gritty. So like, I would show you, but you can't see it. So... but sometimes what I do, I go in there and you can customize the preset and take some of that grittiness out of it. Let me just find one that has something I like in it, though. I want it to be clean. So let me search. I think it has a... I'm gonna play through the music. I gotta remember, what note are we? Our tonic here is, let's see, G flat. Yeah, it is, and I guess that's part of why it doesn't show up so well. Being third party, I guess it's not optimized for it. But there are some, I guess I could go ahead and do something. Let me show you one of the ones FL Studio has in it, because FL Studio really does have some really great instruments with it. And it's part of why they do a good job. I'm kind of going back and forth. I'll play through. Okie dokie. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and see what sort of bass we can add here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that might be too low. You'll see. Hey Phoenix, what's up, what's up? We are continuing a different version of the 5th project today. I'll zoom in and kind of show you what's going on. I think I'll bring this back right here. There we go. And slide these right on down, and then I will show you what we got cooking. How are you doing? I kind of feel like I shouted that at you. How you doing? That's not what I meant. So here what we got going on, it's these fifths. We got 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it again. Then slight changes. And then we have this one, which I wrote as 4 different notes, but then I decided I wanted to kind of do a 3-on-4 time. Hey, I appreciate it. Glad to hear you're doing well. So we have 4/4 time. This is 3/4 time. This is kind of what it sounds like. I added a little bit of a beat to it. This is just the two of them without anything. And you'll kind of get that, but we'll play it through and you can kind of see how the whole thing's fitting together so far. It does. It's like me with these. We talked about that earlier. It's kind of funny. There we go. And Gugu's back. Yeah, so with the bass, I wanted to show you what I ended up doing here. So this is just the root note with the first 7th. And then 7th again. And then this is also a 7th down here in relation to the root. A little low. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the 7ths, and then I might change this note here. There was a part I thought sounded a little interesting. Hey, yeah, glad you're enjoying it. I was thinking about it's like, a lot of the songs I've kind of been I sometimes pinball around without knowing exactly what I'm gonna do. But inspiration was here today. I think it was in this first part here where it kind of struck me. I was like, I think I wanted to change that. Let's take a listen. I guess not. It didn't bother me that time, unless it was around here. I see you got a little sword on you, Gugu. I mean, Phoenix. Gugu, you're a bird. If I'm a bird, you're a bird. Wait, no, that's not how it goes. If you're a bird, I'm a bird. Right. Yeah. It is a bird, right? Your little character there? Yeah, I think this is working so far. All right. Let's see. If I were to create a little intro into this, first I should put it on time. I'm gonna label that Alt-T intro. Let's find an interesting way to introduce this. I don't even know what the snob is. I just kind of grabbed it. Pakuyo. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know a whole lot about Kanye West other than that he's a bit of a character, not necessarily in a bad way. I don't know a whole lot of his music. Does I does Pendulum, did they do a remix of anything? Did they do any sort of collab together? Because I do like Pendulum. Wow. Okay, this filter, maybe not that one. I might see slide. Okay, let me put that on my list real quick because I do like music recommendations. Slide. All right, I put that in my notes. I will check it out. I think I'm going to go to just using an effect. A fruity love filter might do something I like. Fruity love filter. Here we go. thanks. It turned out better than I thought it would. It's kind of interesting working with the fifth thing going on. Okay, now I gotta decide if I want to keep that on or take it off. I'm gonna turn it off real quick. Turning it on again. I think I'll turn it on here and turn it off there because otherwise it's just too much. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an automation clip. And let me expand this. And we'll see here, because that could be interesting. About like that. Yeah, now we have an interesting intro to bring it into sort of like the first verse. I guess I should leave this one. My bad. I thought I was going to do something clever by taking it out, but... Oh, don't worry. As you get, and I'm not super experienced. I have a lot of room to improve, but as you get used to these concepts, you will get a lot better. Oh, the effect? Yeah. Getting into the automation and thinking like, okay, does it sound good on its own? And does it sound good with everything will help you make those decisions. I'm wondering, what if we do just the kick and the clap here? Kind of like a stripped back version of it. Oh, I take that as a extreme compliment, so thank you very, very much. I'm starting to get emotionally attached to this one, so I'm gonna have to make it. I get afraid of saying things like, okay, I'm gonna do this, that, or the other, and then not fulfilling it. But I do want to complete this. Let's see. what, just out of curiosity, typically I don't like to do anything less than 2 minutes long. I don't know why I just made the selection. Okay, this is 24 seconds here. And what do you know? We're at 2 minutes. So there's that piece of my mind, which that's not a good metric to go by. Don't just go by the time of something. But that is a piece in my mind which is kind of OCD about something like that. And give it a long delay. Maybe. Now I gotta think in terms of the verses. Because we have an intro. You call this a verse. Oh, if I get it appropriate. And Phoenix, was it you or Jester Jax that went ice skating? Because I remember I did that Christmas stream, and I kept meaning to ask about it. Okay, that was Jester Jax then. Because it's been on my mind since then. But one of the questions that I did know I wanted to ask you, we mentioned Kanye earlier. What are some of the artists, like, for your type beats? What are some of the inspirations? And you don't have to say just name 3 off the top of your head if you feel like it. Because I know it's hard to choose favorites. Yeah, sometimes people make type beats where it's like a Kanye type beat or a J. Cool type beat, if I said that right. Or like they'll kind of say, and Phoenix will know the better criteria for that than I would. Verse. Ah, gotcha. Is there anywhere where I could go listen to your music, or just to show a little support? Okay, I heard it that time, right here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it might block it. Let's see. If you tell me the site name, I'll go pull it up real quick so I don't lose it. And I'm just experimenting because what if I brought this back? Make it unique. All right. Yeah, try that. Try that first. It might be easier, but then if it gives you any trouble, I'll take care of it. Reason no link allowed. Okay. Yep. All right, I'm going into my bot there. No, he didn't get banned. That's just my Stream Elements bot trying to... It thinks it's doing a good job of protecting me right now from suspicious links or anyone in chat. But this was one of the scenarios where I did not want that allowed. Phoenix, I am in the Stream Elements right now trying to see if it will let me. I'm just going to put this on loop for a moment as I sort this out. So it'll play in the background and I will be able to tell if I like it. Sounds good. Sounds good. typing in right now. Trying to give you the permission. Hello. Wait, whoa. At the Phoenix, you will not get timed out for the next 1 second. Well, that's not helpful. That's not what I meant. Okay. And that's 1 second. That's not, it's like by the time you read it, it's too late. It doesn't do anyone any good. I probably did something wrong there, but that's pretty funny. Okay. Permit. Oh, okay. I put maybe without the brackets. Okay, you'll not get timed out for the next 600 seconds. There you go. Yay! You now will not get timed out for the next 600 seconds. Hopefully it shows you that message as well. Yes! And if it does it to you again, I'm so sorry. Hey, there we go. There we go. Alrighty. And I don't know if you want me. It shows the link so I can say it. Prod J21. Cool. I have got it. I will check it out. And it did so happen that as we were doing these, I am catching a little bit of that sour tone on this one again. I'm gonna close my eyes. So I want to try something. I want to try a different note there. I gotcha. Well, I will check them out because you have checked out my music, so I will check out yours. And whenever you upload some new ones, I'll check those out too. However, this one's still sour. This one's less sour than that one. All right. Nice. Glad to hear it. I'm gonna do it from right here. I want to hear how this would be a send-off. You know, I wonder, could it be these notes? Because I heard, listen. Is it whenever the beginning of pattern 3, near the end of pattern 2? Okay, look at that. That's why I'm hearing it. Let me check something here. that's because this note here. Whoop. Okay. So C sharp. This whole song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are a fifth apart, and I'm guessing that they're clashing. Oh yeah, I don't get the Twitch DMs because my phone number, it's had problems validating that, so I'm gonna have to try again. But that is good to know. Unban the at username. Okay. Yes, I'm learning from you, Phoenix. I'm learning from Phoenix. Gugu's learned from me, and Phoenix maybe will learn from Gugu. We'll have the triangle. What I am hypothesizing here is that since this is a note that's kind of out of place, it's the one that isn't following the fifth rule that everything else is. So let me check every time that it happens. I'm going to do a little marker. Let's see, I'm trying that right now. I see there's the ban, timeout. Okay, yeah, so if it times you out, I may be able to click on it and then just instantly untime you out. I'm not going to try it right now, but if it happens again, I will. All right, if you want, do you think it's been 600 seconds yet? If you would like to, you can send another suspicious link. Just kidding. Not actually suspicious. If send another link kittens, like something not suspicious at all, just so that way it's even more ironic. All right. And I'm getting ready to come rescue you. Okay, there we go. It got him. And it's actually not showing your username in chat anymore, but I can do the unban. There we go. And did it work? Let's see. Untime out. Maybe. Is that a thing? Hold on. See. I did the unban. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's another way to do it. I see. I can, instead of untiming you out, because I don't know that that's a thing, I can time you out for a second. One. Okay, did that work? I hope that worked. I don't think that worked. All right, I'm looping this again. Took the username and away. Let me try. I'm going to go to my Twitch here. Hey, I'm glad you're liking it. I am going... What's your favorite part, by the way? Because I've grown pretty attached to the horns. Tickles. Select mode. Okay. So I just tried to mod Phoenix, and now it's saying, oh, you must unban him. I tried unbanning. Unban. Okay. Surely. Okay, it worked that time. I had to do the, oh yeah. Yes, it was the slash and not the exclamation mark. But now, I can do the other thing I wanted to do. Hey, there we go. So now you're a moderator. Power. Ultimate power. Oh, I don't know. I really needed feedback on something too, by the way. So I'm going to just dagnab it. Let me do right here. All right. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. trying to remember here. Control, Shift. Oh, I'm locking them now. Wait, I think I select all of them. There we go. That's how I do it. Okay. Part of the reason I didn't do the game today was because it's the, what's it called? It's the game I played last time, Spiritfarers. Is that right? Is that right? Hold on. I gotta double check that. Where to go? But I did voices for the characters, and I wasn't sure if I was just making that horrible or not. And so if you watched it, I could really use your opinion on that. And it's okay if you didn't. Totally no pressure, but yeah, do you guys care about voices for games like that? Like if it's where the character is just reading it out. I did it like the characters in game didn't really have their own voices, so like I kind of talked like this for one character, and then for a shark I talked like this because he's a shark and he has teeth. But I was, just trying to be, I read their dialogue and I tried to do voices and make it interesting. But I wasn't sure if it was just so cringy or not. So yeah, I could use your thoughts on that, on if you like it or not. And I was trying to pull up my channel to see what it was called, but that was not working. There's a few things I want to tidy up here. Like this here, I could have pushed that through the effect louder, and I should have. But I was just trying to go through everything pretty quickly. So I think probably when we work on this song next, I'll go through and do the gain staging and everything. Okay. Do you like reading it yourself to where they just kind of... Oh, I was saying for the Spiritfarers game, I was kind of doing voices when I was reading out the character's dialogue, and I wasn't sure if I was being super cringy with it. And Phoenix is saying that he doesn't really like that. And so, which is good. It's good information for me to know. I was kind of... Okay. So that's 2 out of 2. I might still go ahead and... I've been debating putting the VODs on YouTube just as another area, to hopefully get some more discoverability. And so it's kind of too late for that game. Like it's too late for the first episode of it going through. I appreciate your input either way. Okay. So let's see here. We have sort of, I'm going to call these chords, even though they aren't exactly, but they're functioning like it. So we have chords with a beat, and a sort of melody. Then we have chords with melody and bass. Then we have it all brought together. Then we have the chords drop out, the beat takes a step back, and then we have a little outro with the chords just the way we came in with that effect. This might not be a bad stopping point next time. What we can do is dress it up a little. Let's see. One shots here. Maybe some cymbals. Maybe not some cymbals. I am thinking though of sort of sound effects. Put in sound effects, and then we'll go through and make sure everything is gain staged properly. Maybe apply a few other effects to help things sit a little better. But I think we're gonna stop the project right here for now. I'm just gonna hang out and chat with you guys for a few minutes if that's cool. But don't worry, I will go ahead and bring back the background music. All right. There we go. I feel my neck popping. But I enjoyed that. I think we made a good song here. Start another project. I will, just not right now. That's another thing I need to do. I need to go show you guys through some of the other projects I've done. And I do have a little bit of an urge to give you a sneak peek right now. I don't know if I should. I kind of might. I don't know. Would you guys like me to give you just a quick little show of a project? Okay, you want the surprises later? All right, that's Gugu. Gugu says save it for another time. What do you think, Phoenix? All right, we will hold off then, because it is kind of getting late. And yeah, then we can make the whole stream about that, give it appropriate time. Yes, you guys are right. Okay, I'm gonna close FL to save my processing a little bit. And let's see. Okay, I'm catching up on messages a little. That's another question. Do you guys like it? Would you guys like it if I read out what you guys are saying, or does that get frustrating? Like if I start reading through here out loud? Or does that kind of follow the same thing? Yes, read. Okay. So I actually follow a streamer that does that with Genshin. I don't like it. This is Gugu. But I don't mind because she seems to enjoy it. I'm happy when people are happy. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Genshin's so goated, says Phoenix. And don't worry, I won't read every single one, even though I have been. Yes, okay, I tried Genshin. Let's see, is that in my list? I'm checking. There are some games I can do and some not as much. It's not on Steam, it looks like. I'll pull it up on Google. I will try to do a better job about reading, so that way you know I'm here, and that I'm seeing what you're typing. Genshin Impact. I've heard of it. What type of game? There's the other one that I did a little bit of. Wuthering Waves. Oh, gotcha. Own client. The problem with Wuthering Waves, and why I probably won't do it unless you guys just really want me to, is it kind of had a whole bunch, and let me know if you felt the same, because it felt like there was a whole bunch of information right at the beginning that I couldn't chew through it. Minecraft, yes. So Minecraft, I would love to do a community thing. Whenever I get affiliate, I think that'll be one of the first things we do. I'll set up crowd control. Do you guys know that? Have you heard of crowd control before? Because what it does is it allows people to use their tokens or whatever to influence the gameplay. Like, so you could spawn in the Ender Dragon or other mobs, or you could even be nice and, you know, give a diamond pickaxe or something to somebody. Yes, exactly, where chat gets to control aspects of the game. And that sounds really fun to me. Not the entire game, because there's another version where it's basically chat is running Minecraft, and someone puts in like, oh, mine, and then the other one's like, grab stuff. I don't know if grab is a thing. But it sounds fun to me to do one where if we have a community server or something, and then we're all running around and, there's people just spawning things and we're just trying to stay alive. That would be really fun. Yes, and here, I'm gonna get back to reading, because I said I would, and oh yeah, I've seen other streamers do that while trying to speedrun. Yes, I will not be speedrunning because I have never defeated the Ender Dragon, period, on my own. But if we get a group of people, even if it's just 5 of us, I think we could probably do it. And then Gugu says, absolutely do that. That is so cool. And yes, I think that'd be a lot of fun. That would probably be my favorite way to play Minecraft. Gugu, the Automod, held that. View said, beep the Ender Dragon. Don't worry, it shouldn't punish you for that. It's just gonna hold it. No, I don't think. I do kind of want. So for the chat, I do kind of want to keep it mostly wholesome. If something happens, it happens. But for the most part, if I want to keep it pretty clean so that nobody feels like pushed away or anything like that. Love Ender Dragon. Let's see. Something like this isn't that bad. For example, let's see. You can. Oh, that's right. You can see it. Okay. I was wondering for a moment. I was like, wait. Well, like this is. I thought you were gonna type one, but then, oh, cool. For ones that the Automod catches, we'll let it keep those. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad you can see that. It's kind of obvious in hindsight, but I didn't think of it. Yeah, for messages like that where it's like a expletive, something where somebody could get offended. Like I'm not easily offended by language myself, but it's just not something. If there is somebody who enjoys watching me and it does bother them, I don't want it to like push them away. Because I've been there to where a long time ago, it's like oh, profanity, I can't be in this community anymore. So even though that's not how I am now, I still want to be cautious for other people. Hopefully that makes sense. But I also have a Twitch add-on that lets me see deleted messages even if I was a mod. Oh, cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, and Gugu earlier said, don't worry about the Ender Dragon. Let's just build houses. We can do that too. I love building houses in the mountain. I am a hobbit at heart, and I will I will be the Lorax for the cherry blossom trees. I will just expand them until the entire planet is nothing but cherry blossoms. Yeah, it depends on the community. That's the other concern is like, do you think some people will be pushed away from not? They're like, oh, well, I want to be able to swear in chat. Oh, I may have heard of that because I was looking into the emote thing. Part of what I like about having the Twitch emotes, though, if I get them, is that then if we raid other channels, and I know I'm thinking way in the future, but it would be fun to raid other channels and then have our own emotes to be we're here, be silly. And that's kind of what I'd like to do with everyone is mess around, have a good time, but the overall vibe is very wholesome. Okay, that's good to know. If everyone has 7TV, then everyone will see it. Yeah, we will see. I don't know how long it'll take until, feel it, but as long as we keep enjoying the music and stuff we do, then it's okay if it takes a bit longer. That's not necessarily, it's a nice goal, but it's not the end state, if you know what I mean. Because really the whole Twitch, yeah, I bet the Philia, and that's the thing, like the crowd control thing, you can't really use it until you feel it. It sounds like it'd be a great tool to grow to get there, but you can't even use it until you're there. So that is a bit frustrating. But this whole Twitch thing here is meant to be more of the interaction with you guys, getting to spend a little bit of time, because I don't really have a social life. But this way that I get to interact with people, we get to talk about things that we're all mutually interested in. Be a little less lonely together. Like that Christmas movie where it says, yeah, we'll be independent together. That's a Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer. Anyway, it's January. Why am I quoting Christmas movies? Anyhow, you guys get what I mean. I will though try to be. I'm trying to figure out the YouTube thing so that it's like, okay, I can put out videos on YouTube, grow the community, and then we can all hang out and have a good time together. So, anyway, with that said, thank you both very much for being here. I appreciate again talking to you guys today, and that we made something that wasn't completely out there. So, I will go ahead and wrap it up for now. Any last thoughts? Yeah, I would really like if we could all do something together. Does that word exist? Socialize? Yes, it does exist, but it kind of feels like it's a distant term. I want everyone to feel welcomed here. That's the main thing. You know, regardless of anything, as long as you're willing to be kind to other people and realize that none of us have every single thing figured out, then, you know, I want you to, if you're a caring person, I want you to feel cared for too. And anyway, I'm yes, love Ender Dragon love. Anyway, I'm gonna close up again, go back into my turtle shell, and tell you guys that I was very glad to have you here, glad to talk to you. I hope you both feel cared for. Have a great rest of your day, or start of your day, whatever it may be. And I will plan to see you guys next time, all right? Bye for now.